We have been talking about I in a sentence that is translated with who, or that, or where. Now I want you to imagine that you have 3 sheets of A4 paper and you write a sentence on each of them. I talk to the man, that is the house, and that is the bad dog. Now each of these sentences make sense, yeah? Now I want you to imagine that you've got some yellow post-it notes and you write a phrase on each of them. Who is very clever? Where I grew up, that barked at me. Now on their own these phrases don't actually mean anything. If you were to say to someone, who is very clever, they'd look at you and go, what? Sorry? And then if you said, where I grew up, they'd kind of look at you strangely and move away. And then if you said, that barked at me, then they'd probably run away scared. Now these phrases are called relative clauses, and you can stick them onto the main part of another sentence. For example, I talk to the man who is very clever. This is the house where I grew up. That is the bad dog that barked at me. Now these relative clauses tell us something more about the main part of the sentence. For example, this isn't just a house, this is the house that I grew up in, and so they add more information. And in Te Reo Māori, it is the particle I that joins the subclause to the main part of the sentence, yeah? It is the sticky part on the back of the post-it note that holds it all together, yeah? So I is the tacky glue that holds them all together. And a sentence without I is like a yellow square of paper without any glue that won't stick to anything, yeah? So we need I in a subclause most of the time. So, I korero ahau ki te tangata I tino mōhio I talk to the man who was very clever. Ko tēnei te whare I tipu I ahau, this is the house where I grew up. Ko tērā te kuri I o I ki ahau, that is the dog that barked at me. And there is one more use of I in addition to who, where and that, and it is when, and it uses exactly the same sentence structure. Ko tērā I te wā I kura I ahau, that was in the time when I was at school. I harikoa a Mary I te wā I kani I ia. Mary was happy when she was dancing. I toa arangi I te loto I te wā I mahi I ia I te hokomaha. Rangi won the lotto when he was working at the supermarket. And didn't tell anybody, kept it all to himself, yeah? Didn't give me $1.